Over 20 years ago, Alex Jones created the media platform called InfoWars, and in the decades since, it's grown into a truly remarkable institution with over 200 radio affiliates, tens of millions of unique website visitors monthly, and a 24/7 live news TV channel broadcasting from state-of-the-art studios in Austin, Texas. InfoWars has become the most trusted independent news source in the country, dedicated to delivering breaking news, live coverage of special events, and exclusive reports you won't find anywhere else. While the old guard media struggles to maintain supremacy in a landscape rocked by innovation and technology, InfoWars has been at the forefront of the information revolution. From 8 million radio listeners, over 2 million YouTube subscribers, or the billions of views of our online content, InfoWars proves dominant in every facet of media we enter. For the hardest-hitting reports, uncompromising analysis, for high-profile interviews and bombshell revelations, accept no substitutes. Demand truth. Demand InfoWars. InfoWars. Tomorrow's news today.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we have received some good news on the Antifa front. There was a new bill introduced to the House last month by a Republican congressman that would lead to the demise of Antifa. The so-called Unmasking Antifa Act, it was introduced last month by Representative Dan Donovan of New York, would impose harsh penalties on anyone who injures, oppresses, threatens, or intimidates any person while wearing a mask or disguise. The legislation, which could send people to prison for up to 15 years, mirrors controversial state laws originally designed at cracking down on the Ku Klux Klan. Now, the KKK is an evil organization, and rightfully, decades ago, actions were taken to prevent the spread of violence from their organization. Nowadays, we have Antifa, a radical left-wing terrorist organization which tries to spread untrust of the government, untrust of Trump, and just tries to spread destruction. They are violent, not even protesters, they are violent antagonists who go to peaceful right-wing rallies and assault them with things such as pepper spray, eggs, and stun batons. These people are truly insane. You can see them in the video right there hurling blunt objects at peaceful protesters, and it is insane. There was a recent rally in Portland where the Antifa attacked again, and they caused a lot of problems for people. They caused injury. There are several great moments where you can see the Antifa people being taken to justice, where a member of the Proud Boys who was being assaulted by an Antifa member with a stun baton knocks him out cold, and then it's just beautiful to see. We don't have the footage, unfortunately. But just looking at examples like this, you can truly tell that Antifa is a terrorist organization. They walk around, their faces concealed with masks, with blunt objects, with stun batons, and in some cases, guns. Steven Crowder, he did an expose on them where he sent one of his employees to go infiltrate their organization, and they gave him knives. They told him they had guns in trunks waiting to assault people that were leaving a Trump rally. It is just insane. And the fact that leftists at HuffPo think that this bill is ridiculous shows the state that our country is in. Let's go to that Huffington Post article. Well, since we can't go to it right now, I'll read it to you. GOP Anti-Antifa Act could send masked demonstrators to prison for 15 years. All right, sounds good to me. Now let's read the article. Anyone who doubts the speed with which paranoid authoritarianism is becoming the dominant worldview of today's GOP should read the Unmasking Antifa Act, a short bill recently introduced in Congress by 4 House Republicans. It goes on to say that the Antifa people are just demonstrators and that they're counter-protesters at fascist events. That's not the case, and Huffington Post should really apologize because this is false journalism. Antifa is a violent terrorist organization and is recognized by the United States as a terrorist organization. Let's go to the independent.co UK article. Antifa, U.S. security agencies label group domestic terrorists because that's what they are. At the core of their organization, Antifa, they're all domestic terrorists. They show up to peaceful right-wing rallies, and in some cases, not peaceful ones, like in Charlottesville, which I condemn, absolutely. Anyone associated with Nazism is a bad person. They show up to rallies, mostly peaceful, right-wing, like Trump supporters, okay? Your average Trump supporter is not an evil Nazi. It's just a person that wants to change in the country, and they're sick of the socialist policies of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and others and the established government. The average Trump supporter is not a Nazi, but the Antifa people have brainwashed their supporters into thinking that that is so. So these Antifa people, thinking that they are right, go out with batons, bats, and weapons, and with shields that say, like things such as, for example, I saw one in the video that we were rolling, be peaceful. These Antifa people are anything but peaceful. They are violent aggressors who only seek to further their own political agenda by beating up right-wing people. Leftists are very concerned with common sense gun legislation, where they want to refrain an individual's right to self-preservation by banning an inanimate object for legal law-abiding citizens. But they are not in favor of banning a violent terrorist organization from harassing and assaulting people on the street. I mean, this is just insane. At every rally that Antifa goes to, at every single rally, they beat up, they abuse, they assault Trump supporters for absolutely no reason. Actually, they have one reason. They don't like Donald Trump. And instead of debating his ideas or debating right-wing ideas, they go in and assault people. How, as Americans, do we let this stand? Everyone is up in outrage and claims that inanimate objects should be banned because obviously they cause all the problems. But when you have violent terrorists condemned by the government, they are not seen as bad by liberal news organizations, and apparently they should still be allowed to spread their messages of hate, and not just messages of hate, actions of hate. See, you can say whatever you want. We live in a free society. If you want to say that unicorns are real and you believe in Netherland, good for you. You can go say that and everyone's going to laugh at you and say that you're crazy. Everyone should be able to exercise their First Amendment right. But these Antifa people, they aren't talking. They are punching. They are yelling. They are assaulting people with blunt objects. They are wearing masks to conceal their identities so that they can assault innocent right-wing protesters. Peaceful protesters, mind you. People that are not causing violence, but are just showing their beliefs. Right-wingers don't want to assault anyone. Radical leftists, like people in Antifa, do. I'm sorry, I got fired up about this. I really care about this issue, and I hope that everyone supports their Republican congressman and calls them and tells them to support this bill because it is truly important. In closing, I would just like to say that for an Antifa man that assaults or beats anyone, regardless of their political affiliation, they should be jailed for 15 years, and I totally agree with the bill. I'm Rex Jones from Force.com, and if you're receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
A lot of his supporters believe that we are the enemy of the American people, and that is really, really an awful situation. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people. We love the American people. We love the American people.
They came in peace.
We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people.
This is CNN.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.